Hello everyone, this is Jeannie Ellis, also known as ScrapbookingwithM.E. Today I want to share with you a project that I'm doing, the second project I'm doing for Scrapbooking with Me Boutique as a guest designer for the month of May, one of the guest designers. I had already done a video of the process of what I'm doing or what I'm getting ready to show you, and having trouble with the weather here, electricity going out and things like that. So I will show you, however, the project that I did, and I will show you a technique on one of the items that's in the project. So hopefully that'll be okay. I will show you or tell you how I did each of these two. So let me set this aside. Find the right spot for it. Let me first tell you that I used the paper stash from Tim Holtz, Ideology. Love this paper. It is beautiful. I mean, this is the kind of paper I like. I like the vintage look to things. And it's double-sided. It's got a great thickness to it, and you can see that I've gone through it a lot because the cover's already off. Now let me tell you that I also used art glitter to put my projects together, and some foam tape, 3D foam tape, some distress ink, and let's see what else. Oh, and I used the bouquet flowers, and I used botanical ephemera, which I have a hard time saying that word, but let me go ahead and show you what I've done. First, this is going to be, these are 5 different canvases, 5x7 canvases, that I'm going to be putting into a pattern and as a wall art. So I will show you what it looks like at the end of the video. First, let me show you, this is going to be my main piece. This is the one that I was working on when everything went haywire, and I lost the video. And, so, I didn't get to save it. So anyway, what I did is I took the paper and a piece of paper, cardstock of that paper stash, cut it to 4 15/16 by 6 15/16, and I laid it on the canvas. These are just flat, plain 5x7 canvases, and I glued it on with the art glitter. And then I took lace that I got from the sister boutique, Lighthouse Stop and Shop, and I glued all this down, all the lace down with the art glitter glue. And I tell you what, this is good glitter. You can get a big bottle of this kind of glue and then use it as a refill for this. I love how this comes out too. Then I took the stain and I inked around the edges of the lace because I wanted to give that antique-ish vintage look to it. And then what I did is I just sorted through the ephemera and decided which pieces that I wanted to go in which. And that does take a little time to do. And I had it all set out on what I was going to do with this one so it wouldn't take a long time. And I was just going to show you the process of how I did put it together, and that didn't happen. So anyway, I had put this piece down lower, and I just did whatever I wanted to be in the foreground. I just put the 3D pops on it, and then I added this was my main panel, so I added some of the bouquet flowers on there. So I really liked how it came out. And then this one I call my butterfly garden because I did the same thing to it. It's dimensional on most of it, but some of these are in the background too. So then I did this here, which I'm going to show you a technique. This is actually, it's hard, but it's made from paper. And I love how it came out. So that is a technique that I'm going to show you on one of the Tim Holtz ephemera. So here's this one. You can see the dimensions in this one. And then you can see the dimensions in this one. So I really like the way they came out, and they were so easy to do. Now let me show you the ephemera that I did using the technique I'm going to show you. It's all it was is one of the cards from the Botanical, like this one, just plain. So you can see the difference between the two here. Isn't that cool? It looks like glass there. And this is a frame that I don't know if you remember, is a frame on here, right here, the one I was telling you about. This is what this is here. This one had 2 or 3 coats on it, whereas this one's only got 1. So I may show you the second and third coat on this one, but first I'm going to use the one of the cards and show you what that technique looks like. I am not going to use the big one like this. I'm going to use another one. I'm going to pick out a different one. If I can get hold of it. Okay, now that's all it is. As you can see, it's just plain. I mean, it's pretty. I don't mean the decoration's plain. I mean, there's just no shine to it. And I thought, you know, that'd be cool to use on here. So let me go ahead and get started. I use a coffee filter, and as you can see, here's my remnants of what I was doing a while ago. Kind of wipe it off there. And I just take Versamark or anything that's you know, this type of adhesive, wet adhesive. And I just take the card and press it into the pad like this. And I try to get it even coating. Pick it up, put my cap back on because I don't want my pad to dry out. Layer this on top, and you can use any embossing powder. This is what I had in my stash. This one's an ultra thick one, but you could use the regular if you want to, but it probably would take more to do. But this one is an ultra thick one. Any product that's available through the boutique, I will, you know, put in the links below. But this ephemera is just really awesome to work with. Okay, now I get my heat gun, and this is where I always have my trouble because you know, I want to make sure that, you know, this doesn't move all over the place, but I'm going to heat up my gun first before I put it onto my project. Now what I need to do is let it cool off a little bit. And I need to add some more to it. Back onto the pad. Get my coffee filter back and sprinkle some more onto it. And, you know, this can be 2 coats, it can be 3 coats, and 1 coat probably would have been okay too. But to get more of the glassy look to it, I like to add 2 at least coats onto it. You may get some on the back, but that's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. Put it back on here. I'm hoping I can get this done before the electricity pops out again from the weather. Okay, now heat up my gun. And hopefully you can see that it's more glassy looking now. I think 2 coats is all that I'm going to be doing on it. And one of the reasons it may be taking so well is because each of these cards are coated already. So it could be that's why it's taking so well. So I'm going to let that cool off just a little bit more before I pick it up because I don't want to ruin it, and then I'll show it to you. Now, what I like about Tim Holtz dies is that they have this pad with them. and they have a platform in them. And, you know, you don't have to use your platform. It's already got a built-in platform, and I just use, and you have to use a clear plates with it too, but I just cut out a piece of paper. That's all it was just a piece of paper. It was no special paper or anything. You can use whatever paper you want. It was just plain white paper. And, you know, of course the back doesn't matter because that's not what's going to show. But all I did was put some copper metallic on top of this, and then I put the embossing powder on top of that after I got done with heating that up. So it's just, you know, it calls for layers to do this stuff, and it may take a little bit of time, but any of the die cuts that you get or any of the ephemera you can do this technique with, and it just gives it a different feel to it. Okay, let's try this on this one again. I'm going to put the second coat of the frame on. It's kind of curled some, so that doesn't really matter a lot. I'll just make sure I put it on as well as I can. And I'll just take it. Okay. Put this back into my container. I like using coffee filters because they're so easy to manipulate, if I can say it. Okay, move this aside. Now, let me show you this before I go on. Isn't that pretty? Look at the shine on that. It looks like glasses over it. You don't have to worry about putting a whole bunch of glossy accents over it. You just use that technique and you got your little glass looking piece already done. And it's much easier, dries faster. Okay. Now you can see that it's got more depth to it because I put that second coat onto it. Before it dries there on my surface, I want to pull it up. And let that dry just a minute or two. Enough to where you can handle it without ruining it. But it makes a whole different kind of piece to it. I think I got glue on my finger. Look at that. So now you see you can do that with any of the die cuts that you get through the store. Any of the ephemera. Isn't that gorgeous to have that shine on there? I just love it. It has a different feel to it totally. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed the project that I shared with you. And be sure to go to the online store and use a coupon code, discount code of capital J, capital E, 10, JE10, and that will give you 10% of your order, off your order in your cart. So have a great day, and be sure to check out all the description or links in the description box. And please subscribe to the channel and check out their Facebook page also. Everything will be in the description box. Thank you and have a great day.